Good evening. Hey, if you're a replay viewer, you can go ahead and share this out right now because I had somebody send me something last night that is absolutely mind-blowing when you really stop and think about it. Susan Day, what is going on? Richie Bello, my brother, how you doing? Um, Thank you in advance to anyone who shared this out. Anthony Santangelo, how you doing, bro? Mike Phillips, you were the first one. Dave Hale, how in the world are you, man? Dude, you need to come on my show. You need to come on my show. So listen, I was talking to a very Johnny Wimbrey, my brother. How you doing, man? I was talking to a doctor friend of mine last night, very successful doctor with 8 or 9 or 10 practice locations, very successful. We were talking at, I don't know, 11 o'clock or so last night about business. And he sent me this thing, and it's called the Plateau of Latent Potential. And so I want to talk to you about the Plateau of Latent Potential. Look, if you're in business and you look, I think every business owner out there, we all want to, what's up, Bill? What's going on, bro? Dude, you sent me something earlier, didn't you? I got to check that out, man. I've had so many messages today. I will check it out, though, I promise you. But so, as business owners, just like in any sales position I've ever had, we want everything right now. We want everything right now. And that's okay. I think that's okay. I think that's a driving force for most entrepreneurs is we start something and we want to just go, and we want to experience multi-millionaire success overnight. I know I've always been like that, and it's not ever worked out like that, ever. Never. I don't know anybody with long-term wealth, long-term success that experienced anything overnight. It just doesn't happen that way. So I was talking to my buddy about this last night, and I said, geez, it'd be nice if it's just not I'm not exactly where I want to be. And I don't know that anybody ever gets there, right? I am incredibly blessed. Brian Hess, how you doing, bro? Ricky Garcia, Dakota, how you doing? Danielle Rowe, and of course you already shared the video. Thank you. So Doug Dern is in the house. So I'm talking to this doctor friend of mine. Like I said, he's very successful, and he's experiencing, after many years, he's experienced. There's Abraham Nadimi, my brother. So he's experiencing, some of the fruits of his labor, but it takes time. There's something called, hey, Samantha Lynn, how are you? Carl Scaramusa, how you doing? Dude, you noticed my new glasses? Right on, dude. Yeah, I got new glasses, and oh my gosh, I can see so much better. So there's this thing called the Plateau of Latent Potential. And I'm going to show it to you here. I got it up on my screen. Let me just show it to you. So the Plateau of Latent Potential. Results, new haircut too. Yeah, I just got a new haircut. So results, time. There is a valley of disappointment. There is a valley of disappointment. What actually happens? So, this is the plateau of latent potential. See, here's the deal. Here's the deal. And this is why I'm such a tremendously huge fan of Grant Cardone's 10X rule. Because the more that you put into it, that's the thing is, I know so many people, I've been guilty of it, right? You start something new, you push for a while, but then, sorry, hang on, I am getting crazy amounts of text message right now. Let me send a text back. Jim Ziegler, how you doing? Shannon Page. There's Adam Marburger, the guy that was just texting me. I just texted you back, bro. So it kept popping up on my screen. So, he said, sorry, dude, it's all good, dude. So, here's what it says. We often expect progress to be linear. At the very least, we hope it will come quickly. In reality, the results of our efforts are oftentimes delayed. It is not until months or years later that we realize the true value of the previous work that we have done, right? This can result in a valley of disappointment where people feel discouraged after putting in weeks or months, sometimes even years of hard work without experiencing any results. However, this work was not wasted. It was simply being stored. It is not until much later that the full value of previous efforts is revealed. So think about that, right? So think about you're working, let's say that you're planting corn, right? You're planting corn and you decide, okay, I'm going to go out and I'm going to plant some corn out in the garden because I really am in the mood for some corn on the cob. So you go out into the garden, you put the seeds in the ground, you water them, you fertilize them, and you stand there for about 2 minutes and you're like, okay, where's my corn? Like, I planted the seeds, I did all the work, I worked my butt off planting those seeds. I had to hoe that garden, I had to till the soil, I had to go buy fertilizer, I had to buy seeds, I had to get in there and dig it up. I got dirty planting those seeds. It's been 2 minutes, where's my corn? That's not the way it works. It's not the way it works in gardening, farming, or life in business. And Jim Ziegler is somebody that can tell you all about that. Jim's been in the automotive industry and F&I training for like 300 years. I'm kidding, not 300, like for a long time, like 40 some years. The big dog, that's right, we got the alpha dog in the house. Jim can tell you though, like think about, like Jim is a very, very successful guy. He's been doing the business forever. And I know, because he's been on my show, I know that Jim went through, I mean, he has a funny story about it, but he went through some really bad stuff, man. And so you can work for years and years and years sometimes, and still you're going to have that valley of disappointment. It could be months later, it could be years later, but that's why not giving up, not quitting, that's why it is so daggone important. It's the plateau of latent potential. Jim is my hero, says Adam Marburger. Jim is a good man to have as a hero. That dude. But again, Jim's been through it, and he told the story on the show that he's been through it. He's been on the verge of bankruptcy. He's been, he has been through it. But the key is you just keep doing the work. You just keep doing the work. And if you just keep doing the work, Eric Brower, I thought you were hiring me to do your website, bro. Now I got Jim Ziegler on here, Adam Marburger, all these people in the car business. Like, dude, somebody hit up Eric Brower and tell him he needs to call me. So look, it's putting in the work, not stopping though. I mean, you're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to have moments of success no matter what you're doing if you're doing the work. But like so many people, and I'm not saying I'm not planning for 2019. I'm looking forward to 2019. You're hired. All right, cool, dude. I'm looking, there you go. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. So, I'm looking forward to 2019, but man, let's really face the facts here, y'all. Like 2019 is still 20 some days away. It's 20 some days away. And the transition into a new year, that's all made up anyway. It's all blah, blah, blah. It's when you wake up on January the 1st, there is a really good chance that the life is not going to be a whole lot different than it was on December the 31st of the previous year, an hour ago. Like nothing's going to change except this right here, what's going on in there. And you're all excited about your big goals. Well, what about the rest of the year? What about the last 20 some odd days of this year? Are you giving it everything you freaking have? I've heard similar message for the past 5 or 6 days from many friends and sources. God is sending messengers into my life. Right. Jim A. Ziegler, let's work together. 2019 is the year. You got, like, I'm not even, like, dude, I'm literally going from 2018, next day I'll be working, same way I work every day in 2018. I'll be working that hard in 2019. Probably not going to work any harder because I'm pretty sure there aren't going to be any more hours in the day available for me. What is going to change? What's going to change? Really think about that. What is going to change? If I ran my business based on people saying, well, I'm going to get with you. Thank you, dude. Like you're like the third person to comment on my hair. That's awesome. So if I ran my business based on people saying, oh, I'm going to get with you the first of the year. If I was selling cars and somebody said, yeah, I'm thinking about buying a car the first of the year, I'd say, what are you going to walk for the next 20 some days? What do you mean the first of the year? Right now is year-end sale. Like, are you crazy? Prices are going up January 1st. New year, new prices, man. You got to get in here now. Let's talk now. Why would you wait? Yes, attitude change. Well, why can't your attitude, it is 10:24. It is 10:24 East Coast time right now. Let's pretend tomorrow is 2019. What is going to change? Let's pretend this is the last day of 2018. What is going to change between now and tomorrow? It would just be your attitude. It's the way you're framing it. It's the way you're viewing it. So you have to change every single morning when you get up out of bed. You got to say, this is the day, not this is the year. Dude, listen, all of you, and I'm not judging you. I'm the same exact way. I'm the same exact way. I can get into that mindset like, oh my God, 2018 sucked. 2019 is going to be so much better. I'm excited. What's different? It's a number. It's not, there's nothing different. I want you to really think about it. It's literally comes down to your level of commitment to your success, period. If you want to be successful, I don't care what it is. You can come up with all the excuses in the world. All of the excuses in the world. And 2019, those excuses are still going to be there. There's still going to be the same excuses at the end of 2019 that you have and I'm not talking about excuses you voice publicly. I'm talking about the excuses that you voice inside your head about why you can't put in the extra 4 hours today, why you got to go watch TV instead of sitting at 10:30 at night working on stuff. Years are years, money is money. Period. That's it. You can't, the year changed, the calendar changed, the Gregorian calendar change does not change a thing. Not a thing. The plateau of latent potential, that's what starts to change as the years go by, if you're putting in the work. Rolling months, that's it. That's it. You tell them about their little voices. I'm just saying, look, you gotta, if you, what was trademarked? What was trademarked, dude? Oh, something you said. What'd you say, dude? What did you say? Years are years, money is money. Nice. Melissa Burrow, how in the world are you? So listen, the plateau of latent potential, right? It says this right here. It says, here's your results right there, right? That's what you expect in results. This is the timeline. This is what actually happens right here. See this curved line? and this is what you think should happen. Actually, most of us probably think it should be like that, like straight up, almost straight up, right? So the plateau of latent potential says, no, dude, like between what actually happens and what you expect to happen, there's this huge gap, and that's called the valley of disappointment. How many of you are living in the valley of disappointment waiting on the new year? Because the new year is going to be it. That's going to be it. Scott Christopher, how in the world are you? Every day a caveman walked out of his cave and looked at his sleeping family and slung his club over his shoulder and said, today I have to kill something or we do not eat. Jim Ziegler, you just broke Facebook, man. That's it. Every day. They weren't up in the cave the night before going, yes, it's a new year. It's a new year. We're going to get a bigger saber-toothed tiger tonight. No, dude. Like, you get up, you go out, and you slay, man. You kill it. You do what you have to do. You go out and you crush it. And when people say, oh, man, the first of the year, man, I'm definitely going to get with you, man. I'm going to have you build my website in 2019 because that's the year. Dude, save your money. Wait until 2020 then. Wait until matter of fact, why don't you just go ahead and wait on a new website until like 2025? Because then everything will be in perfect alignment for you. It'll only be like 8 years outdated, your website. So just wait. Like, dude, no, now. Now is when you need to take action. Now, today, right now. Right now, you need to take action in your life. I don't care if you're building websites, you're selling cars, you're selling F&I training, I don't care what it is. Take action. You want to lose 20 pounds? You ain't going to do it sitting on your butt. I can promise you that. So get your butt up and go for a walk. Walk down your street. Work hard. Have heart in all that you do. That's it, Jody Adkins. Wait until you're 95 years old. Right. Wait until you're 95 years old. So like you've got to take action and know this, that the curve between when things start happening and what your expectations are, that gap in between that line of what you expect and the curve of what actually happens, that's called the valley of disappointment. That's where you start doubting yourself. That's where you start too many amateur drunks on the road. I agree, right? That gap, that's the valley of disappointment, that big gap between your expectations and the reality of what happens. And that's why you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and you don't stop. It's 10:30 at night. I'm sitting in my office right now at my desk, and I will continue working after I get off of this live stream. You don't stop, man. Time doesn't stop. You don't stop. This whole New Year's thing and blah, blah, it's all made up, man. Don't buy into that. Don't buy into that. Michael Bonnet, my brother, how you doing? Don't buy into the whole New Year's, I'm excited about 2019 thing. Be excited about this day, today, and write your goals down. Write them down every day. Write down your to-do list every day. Get up tomorrow morning and do it. Do the work every single day. Don't wait on next year. If you're going to wait on next year to get started, just wait until 2020. Because maybe in 2020, you'll have crystal clear vision. Get it? Did you get the pun? Pun was intended. The pun was intended. You'll have crystal clear vision in 2020. So like, listen, the plateau of latent potential is what I wanted to talk about. And that is the gap, the big gap. And I'm going to show this graph to you one more time. The big gap right there. What you think should happen, what actually happens, the time, the effort, that big old gap right there in the middle, that is called the valley of disappointment. The valley of disappointment. It is absolutely impossible to not experience the valley of disappointment. You're going to work your tail off. You're going to go out and call on 1,000 car dealerships. Who's laughing at me? Who's hitting the laugh face? You're going to call on 1,000 car dealerships, and those 1,000 car dealerships, 990 of them are going to say, well, I'll get started next month after the first of the year. We're in the holiday season right now. This is busy end of the year stuff, Like, dude, what? What's going to change between now and January 1st? Tell the truth. What's really going to change? How do you shorten the time in that valley? That is an excellent question. I'll tell you how I think you shorten it. The way that you shorten the time in the valley is you work harder. You put in 10x, 10 times the amount of work that you think you're capable of doing, because you're always capable of doing more. I promise you that. And my favorite Grant Cardone bracelet is this one right here. Don't be a little that thing. Like, you've got to put in the work. You've got to put in the work. And I mean work 10 times. If your business, if your sales career, if whatever isn't going exactly the way that you think it should go, if there's a huge valley of disappointment in your life right now, you know what you need to do? You need to work harder. You need to work harder. You need to work smarter. You need to come up with ways to effectively communicate. You need to take some training. You need to read a book. You need to grow and personally develop yourself. But don't you agree that it's the work, not the time, right? I'm not sure I understand that. Sandy said, I came late to the party, but as long as you keep going every day working your ass off, the valley of disappointment isn't really a bad place. You gotta keep going all in. You gotta go all in. So you can shorten that. You can shorten that valley of disappointment and help that curve catch up with the straight line between what actually happens, what you think should happen. You can shorten that with self-improvement by reading, by attending seminars like the 10X Growth Con, like Jim Ziegler's. Jim, what's the name of your seminar? My gosh, what is wrong with me? Internet Battle Plan for the people in the automotive industry. Like, attend these things, go to these things, learn from people that know what they're talking about. Read the books. I have books laying all over the house because I'm constantly picking up a book. I'll take 5 minutes out of my day, especially if I'm buried in the valley of disappointment, because that happens, right? Things don't always go as planned. They don't always come through in the time that you want them to. That's the valley of disappointment. So, Internet Battle Plan. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate you posting that. So if you're in the car business and you don't go to the Internet Battle Plan, what is wrong with you? What? I mean, Jim Ziegler is one of the most powerful and well-known people in the automotive space. I'm not in the car business, right? But Jim Ziegler is one of the most well-known, well-respected. I mean, the dude is a veteran in the car business, and you get the opportunity to go to his event and hang out with him and meet him, shake his hand, pick his brain. Dude, like, if I was selling cars, if I was in the car business in any way, I would be at every single event Jim Ziegler was having, every one of them. I would follow Eric Brower after he calls me and says, let's roll on this website, bro. I'm tired of you humiliating me on your live streams. Come on, man. Don't wait till 2019. The time is now. The time is now. So, and hey, by the way, and this is a truth in life that I know is a fact. If you put salespeople off like, for example, let's say that somebody says, I want you to build a website for me, Ken. I'm in, I'm all in. Let's roll. Let's do this. And then you continue to put them off. Don't be shocked when customers of yours that you're calling on start putting you off, because that's just the way that universal energy works. Okay. So serious, and I'm being serious. And if you say That's right. You get to see Jim and Debbie and say, I mean, come on, you guys. So anyway, like that's just the way it works. If you're a tire kicker in life with anything and everything or anything that you're looking to purchase, any purchase you're trying to make, if you're a tire kicker, there's a good chance that all of your customers you're trying to sell, they're going to be tire kickers too. Learn how to make a decision and jump, man, jump. Jump. The Van Halen song. Right, dude. It's been, I don't know, 8 months ago, he said he wanted me to do. But anyway, so, and as you know, if you don't know I do good work, just call Lisa Copeland. She'll tell you. She will tell you. How high? That's right. Like you got to, I don't mess around with decisions. If I can't do something, I say I can't do it. Can't do it. I'm looking at this date. Hopefully by then I'll have it together and I'll be able to go. But if I can't, I don't do it. The customer experience controls the gross. Let's spread the word. So listen, the Plateau, I want to, just for anybody that just joined, I want to show you this one more time. I want to show you the Plateau of latent potential. Results are over here on this side, right? So this is, the curve is what you think is going to happen, right? What you think is going to happen is this straight line. The curve is actually what happens, and in between, you have the valley of disappointment. In between, that gap right there between what you think should happen and what actually happens. I've been contemplating on this since I got it last night. I've looked at that 10 times today, and at the end of the day, we all have been in the plateau of latent potential. We've been in the valley of disappointment. And the only way to shorten that gap that this is what I think. This is a theory of mine. The only way that you can shorten that, is to work your face off. Work harder, work longer hours. We all know all the success stories out there. Jim Ziegler, if you didn't see him on my show, Break Through Walls, matter of fact, Jim, I think I'm going to go in and find your interview and repost it, man, because it was awesome. Jim tells some great stories. The guy's been in the car business 40 some odd years, and like he's been through it. He has been through it. So listen, one thing I do know is that we can control how disappointed we become. That is right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jim is the man. I agree with that. You know, the Buddhists have a saying. They say that pain in life is inevitable. It's inevitable. We're all going to have pain. Suffering, however, is a choice. How long we suffer is a choice, because it's all right here. Stop living for 2019. Or your valley of disappointment's going to get bigger. It's going to get way bigger. Stop living for 2019. We're still in 2018. There's still 20 some odd days left. I don't even know what the dang date. Today's Tuesday, okay? December the 4th. So that is 27 days left. 27 days left, 26 days, because it's almost it's 10:40 here. So 27 days left in this year. Like, you have to work, man. I mean, work. I started my 2019 this month. Well, that's awesome, dude. But you know what? For me, weight loss in business is in action. Nice. No pain, no gain. That's right. So listen, I will repost that. I'll find it and I will repost it. So I want you the takeaway for this is to realize that there is the plateau of latent potential. And in that plateau between what you think should happen and the curve that actually happens, there's this big gap in there. That gap is called the valley of disappointment, between the hard work that you're putting in and the payoff. Because you can't go out and plant a field of corn and stand over it 2 minutes later, 30 minutes later, or even 30 days later and say, where in the heck is my corn? I worked my butt off planting all this corn, fertilizing it, tilling the field, doing all the stuff I was supposed to do. And here it is. 6 days have gone by. We've had sun, we've had rain. Why don't I have any corn? It doesn't work that way. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep doing what you have to do. And eventually, after enough time and enough hard work, you will experience the harvest. You'll experience the plateau of latent potential. I promise you. So thank you guys. Appreciate all of you. Jim, I'm going to go look for that interview and repost it. That was a great interview, man. So I'm going to go find that and I'm going to repost it. But thank you guys. I appreciate all of you being on here. Thank you to all of you. 1.7 million people have shared this already. That's crazy. How'd y'all do that? I'm just kidding. So thank you to everybody who shared this. I appreciate all of you. I got to get back to work. I just wanted to hop on here and talk about the plateau of latent potential. Push. Keep pushing. We have 26 days left in the year. Do not stop. Scott Christopher, good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you, Melissa. Melissa Burrow, I know you shared this out. You rock. Skinny people are lazy. That's, yeah. I know, man. That's my excuse. That's why I'm so fat. I'm just kidding. Anyway, hey, appreciate you guys. Appreciate all of you. Skinny people are lazy. That's funny, dude. All right, listen, thank you guys. Have a great night. Keep pushing, man. It's not 2019. It's still 2018. Don't listen to the excuses in your head. Keep pushing. Have a great evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.